Listen to me. We don't want to kill any of you. But trust me, we will. Wake them up a little!
This whole thing is pretty much done. We're more ghosts than people.
You have got to keep faith. They will not crush us.
Good old Dutch. My best friend. You know how we met? Pair of hucksters trying to rob each other. Back in 78 or thereabouts.
You have to love yourself a fire. It's one of the blessings. Sure, we can have fire. And we can have the knowledge of fire. But with that comes the knowledge of everything. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a robbery.
Sons of Dutch. Makes us brothers. Sometimes, brothers make mistakes.
You'll never change. I know that.
All of you venerate savagery. And you will die savagely.
Get out here! Stay strong. Stay with me.
Here we go. Alright, so this is Chapter 13 of Handy with the Steel, Heroes and Hardships campaign set in the Old West, 1866 to be exact, and do this very briefly, do the handout for the newspaper, because that helps us keep track of what day it is. Alright, this is Friday, May 7th, 1866. The top headline is Gundy laid to rest the day after the funeral. Sheriff Gunderson was laid to rest Thursday afternoon. Reverend Carson's words were fitting and kind. The whole town commiserated to see off this affable servant of the law. Notable speakers were Bill Tucker and Kate, the Madam of the Jewel. Next of kin has been wired in Texas. Please respectfully mourn our fallen sheriff in your own way. Just the other headlines really quick. Captain Eugene Walker is preparing expedition for justice, and Bill Tucker is appointed sheriff. Not going to go through it all. Okay, today's session takes place at Dunn Manor. We're going to start with Jezebel in her garden. There we go. Alright. It is late afternoon after the early morning when Jessa had sent Sticky Joe out to find Mary Rosie before Nelson got to them. What do we know from Chapter 12 will come up later. Jessa knows none of this at this point. Go ahead and let me know what you're doing there, Matt.
So, Jess is walking in the garden side by side with Winifred. She kind of has her hands in front of her, clasped in front of her stomach as she walks. She moves slowly and she occasionally glances over to Winnie, see how she's doing. Brought her out here just to get a bit more comfortable. At this point, Jessa wasn't really worried about what was going on with Joe. She really assumed that he had a handle on it all. And at this point, in her own state, she was fairly relaxed in a way. Finally, after taking a few steps, she stops She looks to Winnie, standing a little bit a ways from the fountain. Gives her a look up and down, and very understanding look comes upon her face as she looks to the portal. Winnie, I know it's hard, but I just want to see how you're doing.
Oh, ma'am, I'm doing just fine. It wasn't all that bad, I guess. I just hate the hubbub at all cost. With the young deputy and killing Maxwell in your barn, and she frowns.
Jessa takes a step up to Winnie and puts a hand on her cheek, rubs it with her. Look, Winnie, you don't need to be sorry about anything that happened. I mean, hell, if I knew he was doing those things to you, I would have taken his life myself.
Oh, I guess I'm not worried so much that Maxwell's gone, ma'am. It's just, it seemed to put you at odds with the law.
She smiles and just shakes her head. It's understandable that you'd be worried. I mean, heck, I'm a little bit worried about it all. Never really thought I'd be going against any lawmen anytime soon, but I will say, knowing that you're safe, the man that was hurting you is now gone. Honestly, it's worth it.
She wrings her hands together and looks down at her feet, a bit embarrassed by all the attention being put on her in this situation. She looks up and forces a smile and says, I'm sorry about Rosie and Mary running off. I can't quite believe it.
Jezebel frowns. Honestly, I really can't either. I thought that Rosie was loyal to me. I mean, she's been in my life ever since I can remember. Ever since I was a small babe. I think she even helped deliver me when I was born. So this caught me right off guard, to be honest.
I do find it strange, ma'am. Mary's always seemed a good sort. I would never say anything bad about her. I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm too simple to understand these things, why people would do what they did.
I don't know, Winnie. It's fine. It's fine. She puts a hand under her chin. You don't have to worry anymore. Like I said, all I'm really concerned about is your safety. I just want to make sure you're all right.
Oh, there's no one else about to hurt me. Maxwell's gone. That new fella that's been coming around seems mighty nice. He's always been respectful when I've passed him.
He is. He's a good man. I just want to know why. Why didn't you ever tell me about any of this?
Oh, ma'am, I knew that Maxwell was your man and he was helping protect you, and I didn't want to do anything to upset that. And well, besides, he did give me a bit of a warning to not tell anyone.
Jezebel frowns, looks to Winnie very plainly. Look, Winnie, anytime anyone is trying to do anything like that to you ever again, even if they look at you sideways, I want you to come to me. I want you to come to me right away and tell me exactly who it is, and I'll make sure to handle them, because you're special to me, and I wouldn't want anything to happen to you.
Okay, ma'am. I don't think there'll be any more problems. I don't go into town much.
Well, here's hoping now. She gives Winnie a kiss on the forehead and continues to make her way through the garden. She puts an arm kind of wrapping it around Winnie's, and she walks and looks to her with a smile. You let me know if there's anything I can do for you. Maybe if you want a few days off or some time to spend with the horses.
Oh, I mean, mostly that's what I do is spend time with the horses. I enjoy it, ma'am. If I took too much time off, I don't know what I'd do myself, but I guess I should ask you, is there anything I can do for you, ma'am? You've done so much for me, given me gainful employment, put a roof over my head and food in my mouth, protected me from vagabonds. Is there anything I can do for you?
Jezebel thinks on it for a moment, and she actually, there is. You see, I need you to keep a bit of a secret here, Winnie. I hold business with Ladybug. Well, she's still on the property, and she's in one of the barns that ain't been used in quite a while. I need you to make sure she's still doing well, fed, make sure the hay's all done up. And if you hear anything coming from inside the house, any shouting, maybe even any gunfire or anything like that, it's not saying it's gonna happen, but I want you to take Ladybug, and if I'm not by her, I want you to take Buttercup, and I want you to run, alright?
She gives you a concerned look and nods. If that's what you want.
Good. She gives Winifred another big smile as they walk down the garden. Now, like I said, I don't think anything's gonna come of it, so I don't think you have to worry your pretty little head over it. Just, make sure the horses are tended to, and, maybe give, Buttercup a little bit of extra love. I haven't been able to ride her, for a few days now. Feeling she might be a little bit sad on that.
I'll brush her out this afternoon, ma'am.
Perfect. Thank you, Winnie. She'll give her hand a pat.
She smiles. You walk around the garden some more, and it's getting a bit chilly out as the weather's still not quite turned fully to spring, and there was just a snowstorm a couple days ago. As you're getting back to the manor, you're walking towards it. You see 3 horses hitched up in front of the house. Let me switch the scene. Winnie, as you get there, she says, "Is there anything you need me to do, ma'am? Do you know?" She just looks a little concerned. Let me find the damn.
Jessa narrows her eyes as she approaches, looks to the 3 horses that are stationed outside, assuming none of them look familiar.
Mm-mm.
She looks to Winnie. Why don't you go back to the stables? Just remember what I said, and maybe start that brushing a bit early, alright?
Of course. She kind of goes around the corner of the house back towards the barns. You see who the owners of the stable is. I don't need that music. And you see 2 men, one an older gentleman in a hat. Another woman, actually, got almost reddish hair, and yeah, they're just milling about. What's that look like, Texas Mike?
The 3 individuals that come approaching the manor are probably 3 individuals you'd never think would be together. One is a more rugged-looking individual, kind of reminiscent of Joe in both demeanor and size and how he carries himself. The second one is an older gentleman, more frail, probably in his late 40s, early 50s, wiry, with a kind of a top hat on, a very bushy mustache. And then the third is no man, but a woman, long red hair cascading down over her back, wearing a duster, very masculine clothing, probably something Jessa would find very annoying if Mary was wearing. The three of them approach side by side.
Yeah, the old gentleman nudges Mike in the ribs. Look there. Think that's her?
Based on Joe and Cassidy's description, I'd say that's definitely her.
Well, you can do the talking.
Sounds good. I don't see Joe nowhere. Or wait, I should probably ask. Did we
Yeah,
know
you know he's
right?
in jail. Yeah,
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
He goes, well, I suppose I'll be the one that breaks the news to her.
Alright then. He looks at Kim and gives her a nod. You see these three individuals standing on the other side of their horses, Jessa. What do you do?
And Jessa sees the three, and she kind of reaches between her bosom, takes out the Derringer. Doesn't aim it at them. She just has it in her hands. She glares at them, standing there. She makes slow movements, kind of approaching the house, staring at the three. She calls out, "Can I help you three at all?"
Did Mike, see her pulling the
It
pistol
doesn't
out?
appear that she's being sneaky about it.
No,
Okay,
she's
I
not.
didn't think so. I was like, Mike kind of watches her reach into her bosom, and it's like, where the hell is this going? And sees what she withdraws, and kind of has his hands spread away from his hips and his holster, and calls out, "Now that definitely looks like the actions of Cassidy's sister. We're friends of Joe. We don't mean you any harm."
She looks at them all. You can see her grip tighten slightly. Derringer, before it relaxes. She still has it in her hand, but it's at her side. And she approaches. "Friends of Joe, huh? I assume you're with that friendly group that he was in the South."
Mike looks at the two. He goes, "Yeah, we're the Clovers." Kind of looks over to Kim and goes, "Clover Gang, not Clover Boys." But he sent word down to us via telegraph. You were looking for some help up here, and here we are. But tell me, what you doing about Joe?
Jezebel cocks an eyebrow, and she's going to reach the horses. She's making her way up the staircase towards the house. And she motions for them to follow her inside. As she opens the door, she looks back at Mike. "What do you mean?" "He's out getting something for me."
Bullet Bill gives Mike a long look. Oh, she don't know.
"Don't know what."
Kim spits a big piece of chaw out of her mouth and wipes it with the back of her hand. Kind of laughs. Mike goes, "Well, looks like Joe's gotten himself in a sticky situation again. I think we should come in and talk."
She looks to Kim. You can see as she spits out the chew, there's a look of disgust that passes over Jess's face. The look goes away. She kind of smiles very forcefully. And just looks at the three. "Maybe we should talk out here for a little bit. Looks like y'all need a..." And she looks to the three of them. "Maybe a little bit of a hosing down before stepping inside."
Hard to take a bath on a moving train, I'll give you that, ma'am. But, don't suppose... Those existed, nice try. Don't suppose Joe was looking for somebody, was he?
Yeah, he was. Why?
Well, what I heard is he got arrested for killing a lady.
What? You can see Jezebel's taken aback at that. What are you talking about?
Looks like he ran over, trampled some poor old lady. Don't suppose you'd know anything about that now, would
She clicks her tongue. I don't know too much about that, but I know the lady that he's probably ran over. He's saying he's arrested.
Yeah, some dumb bastard by the name of Nelson, some lawman, seems to have shot the horse out from underneath him. He's down 2-1. Thought it best to surrender.
She chews the inside of her cheek. 2-1, huh? And was this Nelson with another woman?
Oh, I don't know. Did you hear that? I'm not sure. I don't know that they would have talked about that to anybody, really.
Yeah, probably not. Not that I heard of. I just heard a couple people brought him in. They didn't say who.
Jezebel can kind of extrapolate from knowing that Rosie and Mary ran off together. It's probably Mary. And she actually just opens the door and motions the three of them inside without saying another word.
Yeah. Bill
Kim
looks
kinda-
at... Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. Kim kind of takes her finger and like hooks it and gets the child, throws it on the ground. Like, oh, that dumbass Joe getting in jail again.
Bill's looking at the house. He's this is a mighty big house.
Mike kind of looks at him. Tell me, the mister around?
As Jezebel makes her way inside, she no, he be done quite a few months ago.
Mike smiles but doesn't respond to that, knowing the history of Joe.
Jezebel takes her seat in her usual chair and crosses her ankles one over the other, putting her hands in her lap and looking to the three. She's kind of given up on that couch across the way. She just gestures for them to sit down.
Bill does so after looking. He's looking at like the paintings on the wall and the tapestries. I've never been in a fancier house in my life, Mike.
Mike kind of laughs, goes, "Yeah, I'd be surprised if anyone ever allowed you to set foot in something like this, Bill. Me, on the other hand," kind of looks around, and Kim kind of whistles and goes up to a painting and almost like scratches it, looking to see if it's real.
Jezebel calls, I wouldn't touch that if I were you.
Kim shrugs, and Mike takes a seat and goes, "Yeah, this is a mighty fine place." Joe said he's kind of vague, but he said he's looking for some help up here, and that you definitely could use some help of the right kind.
That I can, and it seems Joe needs a little bit of help as well. I mean, I ain't one to have a man rot in jail. Something that he needed to do.
Well, what's the law look around like here? I just know about the deputy. I didn't see anybody else.
Well, new sheriff been appointed as the old one's dead. The current sheriff is actually on a bit of a job relating to me finding a man that owes me a mine. And as far as I know, in terms of the law, the only one that's down there is a certain Nelson that took in Joe.
He looks over at Mike.
Ain't got much local law. Anything else in the area?
There's some Buffalo Soldiers, and from what I heard, they're actually been looking for Joe.
Bill looks very nervous all of a sudden.
Oh, that sounds like Joe. And he kind of, from serving in the military with Joe and Cassie, would almost assuredly know what that's in reference to. And
Yeah, absolutely.
the other two would as well, but he goes, yeah, Sticky, he don't like them colored folk. Not surprised.
Well, they don't like him much either, and if they're wearing blue, then we're all screwed, Mike.
You ain't screwed there. We're in some motions, a couple of us, to get rid of them in the town. I mean, they were bad for business.
Oceans. Who and you and who else are working on?
She smiles a bit before frowning again and looking to the three of them. It's me and another person in town who's not so happy that the Buffalo Soldiers are interfering with our business, and that's all that I really have to say about that.
Mike kind of nods and itches his chin for a minute. And, well, if there's one thing I know about Sticky, there ain't a jail that can hold him. Don't get me wrong, Buffalo Soldiers complicate things a little, but I imagine if we go down there and check things out, there's a good chance he might be out of there already.
Maybe. Though, it might be a bit difficult if he isn't there to get him out. I'm not sure if they've already got their hands on. If, maybe if you want some more insights into either Nellie or goings on down there, there's a woman at the brothel named Kate. Might be able to talk to her and just say that Miss Dunn sent you, that you're looking to help out Joe.
Kate. Alright, Jewel.
Red Kate, specifically.
Well, you don't gotta tell me twice to head on to a brothel now.
Well, you might want to save your celebrating for when you get Joe out.
Oh, you gotta go in powder dry, didn't you know, Miss Dunn?
She cocks an eyebrow, not fully getting that reference. Well, sooner the better. I don't know how long those Buffalo Soldiers are gonna hold out, or if Nellie's already sold them out to him. So I'd suggest getting working on that, maybe by the end of the day, if possible.
Well,
They don't know.
good.
They don't know us, so we have that to our advantage. And this Kate, Red Kate you're talking about, suppose she'll be in the know based on what you're saying.
She'll
Sooner we get
definitely
him
know.
out,
Sorry, go ahead.
Sooner we get him out, the better.
She'll definitely know more than just passing by in here, and that's for sure. She seemed to know quite a few things.
Well, if we go in there and end up killing some lawmen, we're gonna have to skedaddle out of here pretty quick, regardless.
Well, if possible, of course, there's a... And now, I'm, not endorsing fully killing lawmen, but if you're able to get in a room with that Deputy Nellie, you have a gun and he don't, I would not be remiss to, see him gone.
Oh, ma'am, I don't mind killing lawmen. It's one of my favorite things, in fact.
Well,
Kind of. Kim speaks up, just kind of, fuck him.
Jezebel smiles to Kid. Goodness, ain't it better myself?
Oh, if I know Sticky, he's gonna want out. Especially, he don't want them Buffalo Soldiers getting those dirty hands on him. Not after what he's done. But I'm in agreement. We bust him out. Now we just got to figure the best way, where and when.
Well, then the easiest thing, just go to the jail, kill a deputy, take his key, and get out.
Actually, she kind of pauses for a second. I could talk to my man, one of my mine, see if he can maybe get some dynamite that we've got for doing some quick mining, getting in deep. Would that help at all?
Mike kind of perks up. Dynamite, you say? That's
I do.
That's a mighty lovely thing you got there. I just so happen to be an expert with it.
Bill nudges Kim. Pyromaniac.
Oh, I don't want to hear none of that. You know what I'm doing with that. You know I'm good.
Well, there is a bank in town, too. We could do 2 for 1-er.
Hey, that might be a little bit risky and whatnot, but if you feel like you can get Joe out of there,
Spring Joe, then rob the bank.
I, of course, expect a little small cut for providing the dynamite, but since you're getting Joe out, I won't ask for much.
Now that's a businesswoman right there. Doesn't even flinch at the mention of robbing a bank. Just wants her.
Well, I mean, she already committed us to getting Sticky Joe out there. I figured it was okay to talk up. Sorry, Mike.
The question is, where are those Buffalo soldiers right now?
Do I remember? I don't know if Jessa was told at all where they might be. Oh, was she told that they're out hunting the...
They were planning on it. There's nobody said they've left yet.
She looks to be... They're planning some sort of hunt for some of those engines that were responsible for killing the original sheriff.
Well,
But I don't know if they left yet.
Suppose if they're gone, out searching for engines, that'd be the prime time to break out Sticky. Only a few local lawmen, no Buffalo soldiers to worry about.
You know, you could even, if you want, since you're blowing up the side of the jail, if possible, I'd suggest maybe leaving a body, pretending he's dead. Oh no, he died in the explosion, and maybe use that body as the deputy or something. Make sure nothing's left.
Ma'am, I don't know if you know much about dynamite. That's a mighty tall order.
It's just an idea. But of course, if you can't hatch it, that's fine.
Oh, it's not a question. I could shove a piece of dynamite up there and take care of that. Paint the walls red, but needing enough dynamite to vaporize or mangle a body so it's unrecognizable might be a little tough.
Shame. That's alright. Just an idea. She gives him a smile. I'll get the dynamite for you as soon as I can. Get it for you before the evening.
Sounds good to me. What about you, Bill?
No, I don't know. I feel mighty fine about it. Trigger's getting a little itchy. You know what I mean?
I do. Kim, what are you thinking? He looks over to Kim, and Kim shrugs her shoulders and save Joe rob a bank. Sounds good to me.
One more thing. When you go and talk to Red Kate, ask her to see if she can get in contact with a girl named Mary. If so, pass along the message that Ladybug's up here waiting. So am I. She'll know what I mean.
Ladybug's waiting. Can do, ma'am.
Thank you very much. And this transaction won't be the last one that we have. Because if you're as useful as Joe has claimed y'all are, I reckon there's a few more jobs that I have for you in the future that'll pay very well.
I do like money.
Money's always nice, man. He smiles. He doesn't have any front teeth.
She gives him a very forced smile back. And I have a few extra places if need be for y'all to sleep. So you don't have to be sleeping in no tents anywhere outside.
Well, that's an awful nice idea, ma'am, but I try to think of myself as not a smart man, but have a bit of common sense. If we're going to do this, we shouldn't be associated with you.
That's fine. But just make sure to at least get back to me if you rescue Joe.
Oh, of course. I just mean we shouldn't be under your roof is all.
That's fine.
It's a mighty fine roof, but Bill in his advanced age has gained wisdom, and he is right. We will not anything coming back to you, especially if you might have some lucrative jobs for us in the future.
Well, this is my first endeavor into, I guess, working with folks such as yourself, so I'll trust you and your wisdom there, Bill.
That's mighty fine. However, if you did have a little hidey hole in the mine or something, and just could give us the directions so we could maybe go hide there if we need to, that would be much obliged.
Of course, I can look at my plans and figure out a place where y'all can stay. I'll let you know once I get that dynamite.
Well, what do you think, Mike? Should we take a stroll into town? See what's what?
Sounds like a mighty fine idea, Bill. Maybe we'll stop in, get Kim some nice dress. Kim looks over, punches Mike, and fuck you.
I'd like to see you in a dress.
Be the last thing you ever saw.
Well, probably. He just grabs his heart and does a fake heart attack. He stumbles a bit. Oh, I can feel it already.
Jessa looks kind of between them. Well, you gonna stay here until I get back? Or are you going somewhere else?
He looks to Mike.
I got an empty barn y'all can stay in while I'm out.
Well,
Barn's good enough. Lay down after a long time on the road. That train ride was nothing to laugh at.
yeah, I could use to take a nap.
You should give them directions to one of the barns where they can take their horses to.
Kim kind of gets up and adjusts her pants. Oh, where's your outhouse? I got shit.
Jezebel looks very taken aback at that. I'm assuming she has one.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah, she'll give her directions.
You probably have one for the
for the help.
Yeah, for the help, and one for yourself, I'm guessing.
Yeah, she'll give guidance to where the help is. You can use that one, Kim.
Well, that seems mighty fine. I'll have to wait in line, I guess. I hate going after her. It stinks to high heaven.
Well, y'all can head to the barn at any time. She points to the door.
I'm ready. Let's go, Mike.
Ma'am. Again, turns to leave.
And she gives him a nod. And she gets up from her chair. And she looks down at the chair that they were all sitting in and looks to call for Rosie and remembering. And she just mutters to herself, I need to get new hair.
Yeah, Bill walks outside and takes the reins of his horse and leads it to the barn without really saying much else. He puts a cigar in his mouth and lights it as he's going.
So what do you think, Bill?
Well, if there's only one lawman, this should be pretty easy. It'll bring some heat, but we gotta get rid of those Buffalo soldiers. I ain't really interested in getting a damn bayonet in my gut. I skipped the war for a reason.
Yeah, 'cause you're fucking old.
Well, yeah, that too. Plus, I've been out here in the West. What do I care?
Oh, it was ugly in Tennessee, I can tell you that much. So them Buffalo Soldiers, they're gonna be out for blood.
Well,
But
Tennessee in the South is ugly anyway. No mountains there.
ain't no Mississippi. And kind of looks over at Kim, and Kim's in the midst of putting in another big old piece of chaw in her mouth, and she just kind of shudders. Fucking shit.
Swamplands, man.
Well, good news. Good news is them Buffalo Soldiers ain't gonna be knowing we're coming. Hopefully, if they're around town, we can get the drop.
Well, I don't want to have to deal with it. If there's Buffalo Soldiers milling about, this ain't gonna be so easy.
Well, let's talk to this Red Kate. Make sure they ain't milling about. I can deal with a couple dumbass Hicks lawmans.
Well, I wonder if they're still about. If they caught Joe, then they're gonna know about it.
Yeah, it's true. Hopefully they took off before this Nelson guy brought Joe in.
I guess we'll hope so.
And if not, we'll just have to think of something to distract them.
He looks at Kim. You ready to have a second profession at the local brothel? Specializes in black fellas.
Kim kind of stares at him for a second and then just like spits a huge, like starts sucking like on her mouth and just spits a huge fucking wad at her.
Yeah, Bill just ducks and tries to get out of the way. Oh, my coat! Starts cussing.
Say that shit again, there's gonna be blood all over that coat, you old fuck.
You guys head to the barn, kind of pondering what you're gonna do. We'll take some scouting into town, clearly. Anybody else have anything else?
I'm assuming we can just do it in Dad's house, but she's gonna ride on off to her mines and get that done.
Yeah, you can easily go and collect some dynamite and return with it.
It's always better to have too much than not enough.
Yeah, you have plenty, a box of it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's about it.
All right. Anything else from Texas, Mike?
Nope.
Okay. All right. We'll end it here then.